Ever heard of the term hustle guilt? Oh, new term. For our office worker friends out there, it's what you call that feeling when you take a leave and just have a refreshing time filled with relaxation. To keep you sane and make you more productive again when you return to work.
That's the key term here. Return to work. You are returning, but it feels like you need to do so in the middle of your well-deserved vacation. Let's talk about that on today's episode on why you shouldn't feel guilty for doing nothing. Join us out of the office. All right, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Office. And for today's episode, we will be talking about the hustle guilt. It's very interesting just because a lot of people that I know do experience this. Most of the people that I hang out with or work with are workaholics. Like every one of us just like working. That's just how the culture of the circle I am around in. They just prefer to be constantly working just because, they have their reasons aside from money. Some, like myself, I just don't like being bored because if I'm bored, I have to face all the mental monsters in my head. I don't want to do that. But of course, our bodies need rest. And when our bodies need rest, we go on that vacation. Or sometimes nowadays, not even just the body. Sometimes you just need a mental health break. You go on vacation, take a break. And, when you're on vacation, you have that anxious feeling with you that, you just have that anxious feeling of, I feel guilty. Like I'm not doing anything that it's just hard to get over that feeling, It's just something that most workaholics experience. Because instead of actually, recharging and being refreshed in vacation, it just adds to your stress more. Like you never went on vacation just because all you think is the work that you have to do.
Okay, but disclaimer first before I share this short story of working. Migs didn't ask me to work. It was just me. It was just my own decision. So the story was it was my first time to go to an out of a country trip for 7 days. It was my first time in my whole life. It's the first time I went outside of the Philippines. So we went to Japan. So it was a full expense paid trip with Disneyland and Universal Studios. And again, first time. I just want to emphasize that first time. Because, when you tell other people, oh, it's gonna be our first time there, they're just gonna enjoy it. Right? But coincidentally, it was also my first time after 6 months to have a freelance work.
Right.
Which was Mig's launching song. Launching single. So, of course, I didn't want to disappoint him. But he told me that I just need to prepare the things that were needed for the week that I was away so that one of our assistants can post it and, they can manage. So, again, disclaimer, Migs was all cool. He told me to just prepare everything. And I did prepare everything.
Imagine I was like, no, you have to do this.
No. He
Not
was
like
not
that,
like
no.
that. Yeah, never, never in 1,000 years have I heard him said that to me.
No.
Honest to goodness. So if he will be your employer in the future, I can vouch for him that he is a good boss. Truly, he is a good boss.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
anyway, and anyway, it was just my own guilt. I was feeling, I was in the hotel room. I brought all my gadgets with me. I don't know if I told him this story already. I brought my iPad because one of the themes of the promos for his song was handwritten notes. So I
Right.
brought my iPad, I brought my laptop, I
Yeah.
brought my hard drives to Japan. And it went through the Shinkansen and everything, and my gadgets also experienced Japan just because when I was about to leave for our flight, I was sitting here at my bed.
Right.
I was thinking, can I really just go to vacation? Because you have to understand, my previous company that I've just resigned after I have just resigned in that year was really someone who was asking more and beyond than you can
Right.
imagine. So that was the same company who was asking me to project sales while I was in the
Right.
operating table. So
Right.
I was, my mind was kind of wired to do things beyond I was
Yeah.
asked for and beyond the deadline.
Right.
So I just thought I was here sitting while waiting for our van to the airport. Should I bring my gadgets with me? Or should I just bring my phone
Right.
and my power bank? And honestly, I cannot decide. So I just said to
Right.
myself, I'll just bring everything, even my
Right.
hard drives. I also brought one pocket light, which is this. Why? Because I
Why?
thought we will be having a meeting while I was in Japan. For what reason, I don't know. Because there was nothing on our schedule
Right. Yeah.
that
There
week.
was nothing. Like everything was
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
Yeah, everything was set. I've already produced everything. And actually, that week, it was the graphic artist's job
Yeah.
to create the album artwork. It was
Yes.
not, though we are part of the graphics, it was not our
Right.
workload, so to
Yep.
speak. But I don't know. I really can't sleep. I even made a PowerPoint presentation while we were riding the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Osaka. So I
Right.
was just working the whole time. I'm like someone who is working for an IT company. There on the train, typing everything. And after the trip, I was like, oh, I didn't have, I didn't need pala to bring everything.
Yeah.
It should have stayed in the Philippines. Even the
Right.
workload should have stayed in the Philippines. But,
Right.
oh well. So there's that guilt, which Mix was
Yes.
talking about. It's called the hustle guilt.
Yes.
Because we feel guilty. I feel guilty as a
Right.
workaholic, not
Yeah.
not doing anything. Even if
Right.
there's nothing to do, I will find something
Exactly.
to do.
Yeah. Exactly. I would like to, share also
Yeah.
my experience with that. And for my case, like I basically went on a pilgrimage, and this is not the pilgrimage organizer's fault or anybody's. It's just that I volunteered to do this, to be like the photographer of the group, and to just like document
Alright.
everything. Because again, it's like really just my passion, and it's just like But
I know where this is going. Okay.
yes. So basically, I became the designated photographer for the pilgrimage, which again, like, I volunteered to do it because I
Yeah.
really liked
Yeah.
it anyway. It's just that, as such a workaholic, I just felt like, oh, I'm serving, for this pilgrimage. But also, I was actually told by one of the organizers that, hey, you're here for the pilgrimage. You're not here to work. So I'm like, right. I was like, right. But again, like we keep on saying, it's the hustle guilt. Like, you know, I just felt like I needed to do this in a way, but I didn't have to. I really didn't have to. You know?
Do you think this is a Filipino thing? Because we need to work twice as much
No,
because
I
of our
wouldn't
economy,
say.
or is this is really a global thing for
I think
people
it
who are
is.
workaholic?
Right. I think it is a global thing. It's just that some people just really like working, you know, like they want to keep their mind busy. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, like there's nothing wrong with being a workaholic. It only becomes wrong when you're, you know, putting yourself at risk.
Can I just say
Again.
what our boss in PLDT would used to say to us
Yeah.
if they caught us slacking off just a bit? They would.
Yeah.
She would always say, "Work, work, work, please, because in eternity there will be peace."
Oh
So
my
what
gosh,
she
really?
meant, what she meant was, while you're still breathing, you work, 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 or
Right.
else maybe your life will be taken and just rest in
crazy.
peace.
Oh my gosh. But, you know, like the biggest part about this is, you know, your mind is trying to color correct the footage even during a road trip. You know, like our minds are just running like continuously, and it's just a matter of, you know, just trying to slow it down, you know, just relax. When you're on vacation, when you're taking a break, you just really need to shut it off. I know it's hard. You know, it's not always easy to shut off the working brain. However, you need to do it just because your body cannot be on that constant stress. You know, like if you're always on that constant stress, like your cortisol level is probably so high, and yeah, it'll just lead to sickness. It's just gonna lead to burnout. That's why like a lot of workaholics struggle with burnout, just because they put in so much time and effort into their jobs, and it's just like when we're not doing anything, they're like. But again,
Correct.
it will lead to burnout, which I am right now. Because I'm a workaholic and I still haven't learned my lesson.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B.
Exactly.
Because I'm gonna be on my second trip abroad this April to
Nice.
China. So you need to
Wow.
hold me accountable because I'm gonna
Yes.
prepare everything. All our programs will be on schedule. All our reels will be on schedule. But
Right.
make sure to hold me accountable, not to bring my hard drives again.
Right. I will make sure to text Stephen like the night before his trip, like, don't bring your hard drive. Enjoy your vacation.
yes.
You know, at the end of the day, it's you're with hustle guilt. You know, that feeling of like uneasiness when you're not doing anything. It's your way of thinking to impress somebody at work with whatever you're doing. You know, even on vacation, it's being branded as, you know, your forward thinking, your advanced thinking.
Yeah.
Like
it's like you're preparing theatrics. So
exactly,
that
yes.
when you arrive back home, you feel that, oh, there isn't much things to do because I've
Right.
done it during vacation, which is actually
Exactly.
counterintuitive, ladies and gentlemen, because on
Yes.
vacation you shouldn't be doing anything.
Exactly.
And when you
it's fun.
go back to work, you work, right?
Yes, right. It's again, it's a matter of work-life balance. Even if, you know, we don't really follow that advice.
Yeah.
We do have a saying in Filipino. It's a meme actually. Advance mag-isip.
Oh yeah.
Advance mag-isip. You know, like you basically think 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, even 10 steps ahead. It just really depends.
Yeah.
For us professionals nowadays, whether you're as early as a 23-year-old, your first year in the corporate life, or you're already like retiring, it's the same thing. It's just a matter of work-life balance.
And there are people who say it's work-life balance, not work-life balancing, as in
Right.
tightrope balancing. Because
Right.
when you try to do work-life balancing, most of the time the scale leans more to work
Yes. It will
and
always
less to
lean.
life,
Yeah.
to the point
Yeah.
that
'Cause
life and work becomes one. And
exactly.
there's no point in returning when
Right.
that happens.
It's always a good idea to disconnect with work and not having that, anxious feeling, because life's so much more than work. Life's so much more than work.
Exactly.
There's so many things. One of my favorite managers, I'm pretty sure he's not going to watch this, but shout out to that manager. He's the best. But one of the things that he always says to me, like last year when I took my leave for the bachelor party that I attended and also the wedding, he always tells me that you have to make time to smell the roses. It's because, if you don't stop to smell the roses, life is just gonna go through. Like one day you're 25, the next
Yeah.
you're already 70. I used to be the type of person to think that breaks are unnecessary for work. Just because you're killing your momentum. That's how I would always tell myself. You're killing your momentum when you're on a roll at work. However, you need to let your body and mind rest. Because we are not machines. We are not machines. We are not meant to keep on going at the current rate that we are going with these jobs nowadays, just because these jobs nowadays are just really demanding. The fact that they're asking new hires to have 2-3 years of experience is crazy. But
Yeah.
that's why it's such an important thing to understand why there are breaks in the work schedule. It doesn't have to be an extravagant vacation too. You can just be at home,
Yeah.
just take a week off, be at home, relax, do what you want to do. Or, if you don't just want to, lounge around, do the stuff that you want to do or stuff that you have to do. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like some stuff that you've been putting to the side, like either cleaning the fridge or cleaning your room or cleaning the house or whatever, or sending that necessary document to somebody. There's always something that you need to work on. And with putting yourself outside of work and not thinking about work, it allows you to just work on yourself, work on the stuff around you, and just build you up.
I actually saw someone who was actually consoling someone with this same problem. And what
Yeah.
he said to that person was, "What? You can't look for anything to do at home while you're on vacation? Just try sorting out the things on your phone, like images, unwanted videos.
Yeah.
It'll take a day.
Yeah.
And you'll see that you don't need to work. You just need to
Yes.
enjoy the
Exactly.
moment."
Right. And honestly, like if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to actually do work, it's intoxicating, I think. However, there's so many things to entertain us nowadays.
Yeah.
There's crazy movies, streaming services, music streaming services,
Yeah.
bars, clubs, amusement parks. There's so many things to do. Running clubs, tennis, pickleball. There's so many things that would keep everybody entertained in their life, and it's just not work. There's so many things outside of work. That this is really hard hitting for me, just because I'm talking about this, like I'm talking about
But you
this
need to learn
episode,
to practice
but
it.
I need to practice this as well, just because I think I remember, like, back when I was still working for hospitality, I would have so much paid time off accrued that I could basically take a leave for 3 months straight. That's how much
Oh my
PTO I had, and I never
Okay.
just took a break. I just kept on working, just because, like, in my head, like, I'm just gonna be bored at home anyway. Might as well just go to work and earn money. But that's wrong.
We need to learn to de-stress most of the time, especially in
Yes.
what the demands of the world are right now. There are so many
Exactly.
demands. We need to just learn to say no to some things and say yes to things that are really important for us. We need to distress now. And we
True.
need to say goodbye to our audiences because it's time
Right.
for us to take our nap. And that's it for our episode today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to subscribe and follow our YouTube channel for more fun conversations. I'm Stephen.
And just to add, like for stuff that we're doing, like what we do here on Crumb Entertainment, Crumb Pod, and everywhere else, this is a passion project for us. It's never work. It's really something that we are passionate about. So don't think that we're doing this and burning ourselves out even more. We're not. just a disclaimer out there, Some people might think, But make sure to also follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up over there as well. I'm Miguel, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye!
Bye!